video tutorial is about choral conducting. So basically, it's more on the music director. So choral conducting. So you're going to start the lesson, and so duties of a music director. So the first point you need to check as a music director is music that is right for the occasion. So a choir might be also asked to sing for state conferences, firesides, funerals, talent nights, or other activities and community events. So considering the season, theme, or purpose of the meeting or event will help you choose the best music. So state conferences and funerals will have the same sacred, spiritual nature that sacrament meeting have. So firesides too can be very sacred, but they can also concentrate on more seasonal subjects. So fireside, so what's actually happening? You can just use things that is actually happening to create music, and then it just go your way. So activities and community events can also give a choir an opportunity to perform popular selections. Make sure they adhere to the standards of the church. The size of the choir does matters. So for a small choir, so 8 to 12 voices, or for a children's choir, music written in unison or in 2 parts may be best. For larger choirs, choose unison, 2, 3, or 4 parts music. If your choir is small, avoid music that needs a big, full sound. So full sounds to be effective. So don't use the Mormon tabernacle choir as your guide, or any choir which is very big in your mind as your guide for choosing music. Music meant for large, well-trained choirs would be difficult for most world choirs to perform well. You can enhance a small adult choir by occasionally having a group of children or youth sing with them. So it's very important to just look at the size of your choir before you choose song also, or you just work with the part. So if I have about 10 voices, I can decide to go by 2 parts, so soprano or tenor, soprano and tenor, or soprano and alto, if they all happen to be ladies. So if it happens to be having a male involved, you can just use soprano and then tenor, and then you just make sure they do it and do it well. That is all. So at times when you have the size of a choir, there will be a group of choir. They are even 3 or 5, but they sing very well. If they are more professional in doing that, no problem with that. But for the size of a choir, the strength of the choir, you have to also look at that too. So it does matter when it comes to the size. Now, the ability of the singers is also very important. So consider the ability of the singers in your choir. Avoid music with notes that are too high or low for them to sing comfortably. Be cautious about using music with fast-moving notes, difficult rhythms, or musical lines with many wide skips between notes. You may also want to stay away from unusual harmonies or counterpoint, music which has vocal parts moving independently of each other. That is when it comes to the meaning of counterpoint music. So you need to check on that too. So the ability of the singers does matters. If they are 8, you can't just go and pick a music like Sing Unto God. If they are professionals and they can do it, fine. But if you are not sure of your choir or the number doing that song, don't go for it. Now, voice mix. Consider the number of singers you have for each vocal part. If you have a small number of men, you weaken their sound by dividing them into bass and tenor sections. It may be better to choose or arrange music that unites the men's voice into one part, usually the bass part. So the same for the ladies. If there are 4, you can just decide to divide them into soprano and alto. You can just weaken like the male part also. If they are professionals, then you can do that, no problem with that. So the voice mix is very important. Now, variety. Choose music that brings variety to a choir's rehearsal and performances. Solemn hymns, joyful anthems, music for special occasions, seasonal music, patriotic tunes, and inspirational songs all have place in a choir's repertoire. Choose music not only that you like, but the choir likes. Choir members will be faithful and enthusiastic if they enjoy what they are singing. So you have to, as a director, you have to also check on that to variety. You can't just be doing only anthems alone. No, you have to be versatile. You have to do some hymns, some anthems, some special songs, and then seasonal songs, patriotic and inspirational songs. You could do all those kind of songs just to make your choir very strong. And then when your choir enjoys singing the song, they will be very faithful to you as a director. Frequency of rehearsals and performances. So choose music that the choir can learn in the time available for rehearsal. If the choir performs often, choose music that is easy to learn. If you choose more challenging music, make sure to rehearse it many weeks before performing it. When you choose music that the choir can learn in a given rehearsal time, singers will be confident enough to add spirit and emotions to their performances. So as a director, you need to check on those things. Myself, I would say I handle a youth choir, and then not all members can show up for rehearsal, so you can't just choose a very long piece. No. Just I keep it simple so that when someone misses and then he or she comes back, he or she can still learn in a given time or in the given rehearsal time. So that is very important for a director to also look at it. Now, the ability of the accompanist. So it could be the keyboardist or trumpeter or any other instrument. Be sure your accompanist can play the music that you choose. Allow plenty of time for the accompanist to learn the music before rehearsal. So as a director, you need to give your accompanist some time to rehearse on a piece. It could be very long or short, but make sure you give him space and time to work on the piece well before he or she comes to rehearsal and perform or rehearse with the choir. So that is the end. So as a director, these are the few things you will need to go through. So quickly going through the headlines again. So as a director, you need to check music that is right for the occasion, the size of your choir, ability of the singers, voice mix, variety, frequency of rehearsal and performance, and lastly, the ability of the accompanist. You need to look at those things as a music director. Keep subscribing to RayApp Music. God bless you.